Well guys, here is a brand new EU4 After Action report that I've been working on for the last few months or so, as I did some different mods this time around, as I did just the Formables mod, which contains like a whole bunch of actual real life countries in there too. I had the option to do one of them, but I decided at this point, at one point in the game, to not do it, just to go for this. I played Norway, and boy did I expand quite far, as it was... I actually got a very, very, very lucky break somehow, as Norway starts off the game under the Danish as a vassal to Denmark, and I had both Muscovy and England, and I think Poland or the Lithuania, whatever, because Poland and Lithuania did not become vassal to Poland this game. Somehow I think I have one of them as my helper too, to get my independence from them. So once that happened, slowly but surely took over parts of Sweden. I eventually quickly snaked up and took over like the rest of Novgorod. And once I finished off Sweden, I just took over parts of Muscovy. And Poland, Commonwealth was trying to take over territory too around here. So I had to like snake around here to try and cut off as much as possible so they couldn't get any. I took over the rest of Kazan, and then I just was kind of like open season after that point. I was able to start colonizing. Slowly took over parts of the Caucasus, Central Asia and such. I largely didn't face much resistance out here. Eventually later on, me, Poland, Austria, France had to fight the Ottomans so I could start taking over territory from here, because they were like right here or so. And we took multiple wars, and they would only get like one province at a time because they were just so hard to beat. Even with three great powers on my side, it still was like not going down at all, which is BS. But I managed to take over a bunch of territory from them. I eventually expand out here. Japan colonized a lot here. I kicked them out. They had a vassal over here. I took over them in Kamchatka. Took over the rest of Uzbek, which was the final war of the game, which I had to break away from. Had to beat Shun in order for me to take this over. And God, the war score was only 34. I had to get up to over 70 for him to finally give me everything, which was BS. If it requires 34 war score, accept it at 34. No excuses. And yeah, this one was actually pretty difficult because for pretty much the entire game, I had to deal with like almost no legitimacy, and of course, stupid AI always discontenting me. So yeah, I had a lot of times in the game where I had like zero legitimacy and all that. No matter like what I do, it would not get fixed and all that. But other than that, economy kind of lower than it used to be. Gee, I remember like last year or so when I did like my car Korean loan to Azerbaijan, I was making like 1,000 ducats a month, like into the 1700s, and now I'm not even like pulling like 400 or so. Getting kind of BS in that regard. But the Norwegian spread far and wide, and first time ever trying out the reformed Christianity, which was actually pretty good with this perk right here. Yeah, right here where you can spend fervor points in order to do certain things for trade, war, stability, and diplomacy. That was actually pretty nice. It was kind of useless early on in the game because it would burn out so quickly, but later on that thing went down so slowly. So yeah, it was really nice too, how quick it eventually went up and such. So yeah, I wish I could have taken over more of such around here. Oh yeah, I eventually took over Denmark. I forgot about this too. Took over Iceland over here, colonized Greenland, and I eventually colonized parts of Canada, which became Vinland. As once again, good old ugly colonial border gore. Don't you love to see it? As yeah, I eventually would force this part here to become the Iranian state, which would be my vassal. The Livonian Order survived most of the game until they decided to break their alliance with me, so broke them up and made Estonia as my vassal. I made Colbert right here, which is another vassal too, and all that. So yeah, had like the majority of the great powers in the world, but they largely weren't able to really do much to stop like the Ottomans and such, which is unbelievable. You would think with like having 3 great powers on my side plus me, that would be just roll stomp, like they would just give up. But no, they were major pains, which is kind of ridiculous too, because the Ottomans are supposed to be very weak later on in the game. But that did not happen, unfortunately. So yeah, those are all my stats and such. Big ass army, and this is my 10th highest scoring game of all time right now. As Wish you could have done higher. Wish you could have gotten to 9,000. That would have been very nice. Alright, guys. So that's going to wrap it up here. Now you can take a look at the final map changes throughout the world as the game went on. So hope you enjoyed that.